Uh, Money is the driving force behind most things in a capitalist country. I'd say satisfying vices is the other one, outside of the rare examples of genuine altruism. We need money to eat, money to stay out of this hot ass sun, more money to not melt once we're inside, money for all the clothes I'm wearing, etc. I was far from poor growing up, but since college, it's been all me, making it work by any means necessary. Becoming a millionaire was never even on the radar, much less a billionaire. I've been hustling my whole adult life, like on top of my various terrible and not so terrible day jobs. Working 9 to 5, then working 5 to 3 a.m., to be honest. Pretending to be devoted to someone else's dream for 8 hours, then busting my ass to push my own dream out of the brainstorming stage, then out of the amateur stage. In my case, that meant countless hours sitting at my desk, surrounded by speakers, mics, and screens, trying to create songs that speak to my life experience while connecting with yours. As a videographer, it meant working for anyone with a sufficient budget and some without any budget to bring their vision to life. Why was I doing all that? I mean, I genuinely love making music and films, but what's the deeper reason? Cash money. There's this mix of being deathly afraid to be broke again and being hungry as hell to make the kind of money that makes it a mathematical impossibility. I'm talking hop on a jet just to go on a date money. Umbrella guy money. You ever see those pics of celebs stepping out of somewhere and there's a guy just for the umbrella? I'm sure that's the chief of their security team or whatever, but yeah, umbrella guy or umbrella woman. I don't discriminate. I'm joking, of course. I've always been very clear with anyone who asks me about money that there's a number beyond which I don't need more money. I'm gonna ask y'all this and circle back to it later. Do you know what your number is? Something to consider. I digress though. To comfortably accomplish those things I mentioned, you at least need to be 100,000-aire, right? I haven't priced a private jet ride, but I'm pretty sure it's well into the 5 figures range for a trip to anywhere. I was right, but we're not here to discuss them. That's peasant shit. I want to directly confront the obsession people seem to have with billionaires. Whether it's J.M. Bay, Oprah, Bill Gates, some Saudi prince, or a Mexican cell phone mogul, the media won't stop salivating over these people. Of course, I get it on one level. Why wouldn't we spend all our time talking about someone who's managed to collect more wealth than dozens of countries combined? On the other hand, though, that sentence I just said is scary as hell. Am I the only one who's fundamentally opposed to any one person having that much money? The sheer amount of crushing and conniving you'd have to do to reach that milestone is impossible for most people to fathom. So I'm here to be y'all's fathom assistant. Let's start with the US has approximately 813 billionaires, and they're worth $5.7 trillion collectively. I'm not going to try to explain those numbers. They're ridiculous. Let's skip to their tax rate. President Biden claimed during his State of the Union address this year that the wealthiest Americans have an effective federal tax rate of 8.2%. We like to keep it factual around here, so we'll preface this by telling you that under our current tax code, if you don't factor in unrealized gains, and the IRS doesn't, it's closer to 23%. That 8.2% number is only true if you consider capital gains, or the stock they own but haven't sold yet, as untaxed income. They aren't taxed based on that income at all. Luckily, we consider that as wealth that isn't being accounted for. In our episode about education, we mentioned how the FAFSA doesn't take retirement income and home value into account when evaluating need. Well, same concept, different situation. This method of measuring wealth is called the Huygens-Simmons approach. Basically, consumption plus change in net wealth. To be fair in this comparison, let's apply that same measurement to middle-class Americans. The White House's calculations applied it across the board and came up with this table, featuring several examples of families and their tax rates. We got a single teacher, specifically your 7th grade teacher, Mr. Terrence. Nobody likes that guy. We also got the dual income, no kids gang, families that popped out 1 or 2 kids, and higher earning versions of the 2 kids example. They took student loan interest paid and untaxed income from assets into account. So we're all good. As you can see, those personal tax rates look higher than 8.2% from over here. I ain't got my glasses on though. Y'all tell me. These are typical families for sure, but I'll stress that there's no median family here, And these examples can't be used to represent the entire middle class. There's too many variables for that. Like families paying less when they have kids, or retirees paying less because they earn less. Bottom line, the ultra wealthy are effectively paying less in taxes. This honestly isn't a controversial suggestion. People have been saying it for years. If we grant that the average middle class family is finding it difficult to even budget for groceries, the hell is going on here? Well, this is the part where I introduce the concept of. First, there's another related term we got to cover: greedflation. That describes the phenomenon where companies use inflation as a smokescreen to hide their price gouging. It might not be the best term, but it gets the job done. From July 2020 to July 2022, corporate profits increased 74% compared to the overall inflation rate of 14%. That's over 5 times as fast. Is it news that companies hike their prices up? No. But when they combine extreme increases with literally shrinking the size of their products to squeeze even more money out of consumers, feeling a lot like fraud. Specifically, this phenomenon applies to products like household paper products, cleaning products, snacks, and candy. I can't be the only one who noticed them small ass paper towels and toilet paper they tried to slide under the radar. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, a full 10.3% of the 34.9% price increase in household paper products from 2019 to 2023 was due to shrinkflation. This next one is gonna hurt a lot of Americans specifically. Oreos and Doritos got 26.4% more expensive. And almost 10% of that increase is due to them giving us fewer chips and cookies. I don't eat fake food, so this isn't really my problem. But at the same time, anything that affects some of us indirectly affects the rest of us. I'm leaving the chart on screen right now so you can see other categories of products they exploited. I'm pissed off about the fruit and ice cream. Both of the issues from the last 2 sections, billionaire taxation and shrinkflation, are connected. Corporate-friendly politicians allow both issues to continue to exist, and both of them negatively affect the rest of us. When billionaires and corporations get massive tax breaks and weak-ass regulation, they get bold. When they get bold, prices spike. We need to fight back against policies that negatively affect us, and it's more doable than you think. We gotta pay attention to the issues that are most important to us and advocate for policies for a fair and more affordable future for all Americans. And you might be surprised that I'm not here to tell you what to do next. This is a conversation starter. If you think billionaires are fine as is, let us know why. If you think they need to be contributing more than they are, speak up. Personally, I need my family size wheat thins back.